All right. Welcome to the West Jordan Youth Soccer Referee Forum. My name is Jeff Daniels. Today is August 28th, 2025, and we are excited to be here for our first referee forum for the fall season in 2025. And I have been around the fields and I've been looking at a lot of you work your games, and I've been really impressed actually. For the first week, first two or three games, it's been really good. I've gotten a lot of good feedback, so you should all pat yourselves on the back, be proud that you are part of this program and doing your best. Throughout this meeting, if you have a question, you can go ahead and ask. You can either put that question in the chat, or you could come off mute and ask me. I'll probably ask for you to ask some questions at certain points as well. So just let me know how that goes. And let's go ahead and jump in. So first, a few announcements. We don't have any games this Saturday due to the Labor Day holiday. So enjoy your Saturday and enjoy the holiday. Um, the next thing, if you still need your ref shirt, um, I need you to contact me directly. I've been at the park and I've been several places, and I believe the majority of you have your shirts. If you don't, please text me or call me or email me, and we'll make an arrangement to get that to you. Um, I think that is just for a minority, and so we'll go with that. On the payments, I haven't discussed that much about it yet in the emails. What I wanted to let you know on that, the first payment file has been processed. It takes about a week. So if I process it on Saturday, you should get it on Friday, which actually is tomorrow. If you are not getting it, especially since this is the first payment of this season, um, let me know, and then I will do some investigation. But so far, everything that I've checked on the system looks green. Everything looks good to go. That said, there are three or four of you, maybe five of you, where the tax information was not completed yet. And so your payment did not get processed and it's still in pending. Later tonight or maybe tomorrow, I can send an email specifically out to you, to those of you who I see who are in that situation. I have not processed the file from Tuesday and Wednesday this week yet, hoping to catch those of you who still need to have your tax information updated. But I will be processing that tomorrow. So for those of you who need to do that, or if you have any doubt about whether you need to do that, please log in, go over to the payment information and complete the information. There's nothing that I can do to help you there other than constantly remind you. And the payment won't go even till the end of the season if you don't get that done. So please help me to help you with that. Any questions on any of these announcements? Okay, let's go on to the next one. This has to do with coach feedback. So as you know, I send out a survey to all of the coaches every single week, and this comes from the feedback from Saturday. This is the positive. I require them to answer questions that have to do with things that I can measure statistically, but then I also give them a field to measure with comments on things that went well and opportunities for improvement. So there was consistent presence and professionalism. I mean, the referees were on time and in a full kit. You introduced yourselves to the coaches and inspected the teams before kickoff. You promoted safe play. Um, there were some times where players got injured. I did see one where a poor little kid took a ball right to the face. I immediately heard the whistles. That's fantastic. I mean, we don't want anyone to get hit in the face with the ball, but as soon as a soccer ball goes towards the head, like I said in the orientation meeting, it doesn't matter if they're about to score a goal. You need to blow the play dead and go check on the player and probably call the coach on so they can check for concussion. That's a very serious thing. And so I was pleased to both see that and also have it reported that people were stopping to check on injured players. Educational engagement here, and I saw this myself as well. A lot of referees were explaining rules to the players, mostly on throw-ins, I think, right? Sometimes on offside call for U10 and above. And so that was fantastic. Coaches very much appreciate that there's coaching going on about the rules on the field. Now, one other thing I wanted to mention is as I've been riding my scooter around on the field, a lot of times coaches will flag me down and uh, mention to me that they were appreciative of your efforts to train and to teach, especially on the throw-ins and just explaining why a foul was called, explaining why you blew the whistle, just to help them learn a little bit more and a little bit better. And coaches do appreciate that. I found that in the feedback, but also they're literally flagging me down to tell me that. So good job on that. Game management, for the most part, games started, it ended on time. Now, for week one, that's fantastic because that's when everybody's still getting used to it, still getting used to where you park, how you get to the fields, where's grandma and grandpa, where's my, all of that. And so none of that became a distraction for the most part, and games started and ended on time. That keeps the train rolling so that the last game of the day can also start on time. It starts first thing in the morning. And then our referees maintain control and composure even during contentious moments. And hopefully there weren't many of those, but that was the feedback. I also gathered some quotes. These are direct quotes from coaches. So you can go ahead. I won't read through all of these, but just scan through that and recognize that these comments are about you. Those of you who were refereeing on Saturday, and we'll bring these back every week with the refreshed quotes on there. But very good job. Normally, my experience has been is in the first week, there's just a lot of rust, there's a lot of jitters, and while that may have been there, it didn't come across as much as it has in years past. So, uh, well done. Thanks for coming back year after year, and for those of you who are new, thank you for taking the time to learn and to take this seriously. It's really helpful to the league. It's really helpful to our coaches, the parents, the players, but also to yourself, showing that you can do hard things. So good job with that. Any questions on either the positive feedback or positive comments here? I just want to pause for that for a second before I move on. I don't see anything in the chat. All right, we'll keep moving. So here's some of the opportunities, though, because the coaches do need to provide that. We can never assume that we're as good as we're ever going to be. We always need to be getting better, and this helps us when they provide real feedback on that. There was commentary that the whistles were too quiet or lacked authority. That just comes from a little bit of a lack of confidence. Blow the whistle loud, blow the whistle authoritatively. You already have those cool orange and yellow shirts on. Everybody knows you're there. Let the whistle go. You're not blowing it for the players. You're also blowing it for the players, but you're blowing the whistle for the coach, for the parents, for everybody to understand that you have a decision that you're making. So be very loud with those and um, don't be shy about making that sound. You, by being a referee, you're already in the center of it. So own it. All right. Movement and positioning. So some of the referees were described as stationary or not close enough to the play. What this means, a little more running. Don't stay in the center of the field. We talked about this in orientation. Don't stay in the center of the field. Be moving with the play. Yeah, you've got to run. You've got to go. You've got to be close enough to be able to see it. Some of those fields are pretty big. And so you got to move. Yes, if you have ARs, you need to depend on them, but not only on them. You need to be up close enough. Like Mark said in the IREF training, earn your shower, right? Get out there and be moving with the play. We will talk about dual reffing positions in a couple of minutes, but there was one coach who noted that the referees were a little bit too close together. So I will explain that. Offside rule, sometimes some of them were missed or inconsistently called. This is just a matter of getting familiar with it, recognizing that you do see offside and making the call. If you're an AR, you're raising that flag really high. making it snap so the CR can look. If you're the CR, you need to be looking. If you know if it's a close play, you need to be looking at your AR. Now, if your AR misses it and you see it that it is offside, you need to blow the whistle anyway, even if the assistant referee did not raise their flag. If you see it, it's the right call. You need to do that. As center referee, you own that game, and your assistant referees are there as assistants. Let that be helpful to you. The play out line rule and its relation to offside could help. So we are going to talk about this in a minute as well. Where is the offside line? We'll talk about that. Most of the referees introduced themselves to the coach. That was based on those who responded, but I have statistics that show that we can improve on that, as well as the halftime or the pregame introductions to the parents. I'll tell you that one right now. That one only came back at 42% from those who responded. The number very well may be higher. However, of those who responded, it is still low. So we need to be having that courage in making those introductions at halftime to the parents. And then call explanation and consistency. On the previous slide, I mentioned that, yeah, coaches were happy with the coaching, but by referees on the field, but sometimes there were some missed opportunities to teach. So my advice here is just take every opportunity when there's something that someone, I mean, if you know it and they don't, then you can share that. And again, it's not strategy, it's just how you follow the rules, how you play the rules of this game. And then this can happen sometimes if there's a call made, one sideline may react a little louder than the other. And some coaches felt that refs may have been influenced by that loud reaction. Stick your guns. If you have a call to make or not make, stick with it. And if there are any problems, then, I've got your back. You give me a call or a text or just explain to the coach. They have opportunity to provide feedback to me. Just make sure that you're being impartial, that you're following the rules, and that you're confident in what you're doing. So those are just some of the comments. Any questions or comments on our opportunities here? Okay. And nothing in the chat. So we'll move to the next one. Here's our training opportunity. Now, on game reports, I've gotten a lot of emails that it's not working. So yes, it's not working. What I decided to do last night, and haven't had time to build it yet, but I will have it built at the time I send out the link to this forum meeting, is I'm just going to put our game reports into a survey from like a Google survey, and I will send that out. That way we know it works. That way I know that I can get the responses back, and we can stop messing around with the system that just doesn't seem to want to be friendly for this particular feature. I will continue to try and figure that out, but I will send out the survey with some instructions on what you need to do. And if each week you could go in and complete that game report, that helps us, helps the league, helps me, help the coaches, helps you in self-reflection know where you can do better. That's where we're going to do that just going forward. And I will have that built and sent out tomorrow. Any questions on the game reports right now? I know that was a big one. All right. Now on AR positioning, and I'm going to share a different screen real quick here. Let me drag it over and then share it. Okay, let me know if you can see this soccer field.
We can see it.
Great. Okay, one coach had this question, and I'm going to ask you, and so come off mute and go ahead and answer the question. Which player here is offside?
Number 7.
Number 7. Why?
Because he's right next to the goalkeeper and he's behind the defense.
Okay. One thing I forgot to mention, this blue line right here represents the playout line. Okay, that's what is used in U9 and U10. Now, is number 7 offside still?
No.
Is number 7 offside still?
No.
Okay, is number 7 offside?
Yes.
Yes. Is number, I got too many players on here. Is number 7 offside?
No,
Why?
because he's on his side of the field.
Because number 7 is on his side of the field. Is number 7 offside?
Yes.
Yes.
Why?
He's way behind the defense and the halfway line.
Okay. We did have a couple of referees have a misunderstanding. They were thinking that offside didn't start until after the playout line. Now, let me ask you this question. In U11, does the playout line exist?
No,
I mean, it's painted on the field. Does it exist?
no,
No, no. Offside starts at the midfield line, not the playout line. So I just need everybody to be very clear about that. Because in one particular play there was actually a goal scored because all of blue was on the correct side and they were holding number 7 offside and they kicked the ball up there, and of course this player's all by himself goes up and scores. That should not have been a score because number 7 or whichever number that player was offside. Does anybody have any questions about that in relation to the play-in line or the play-in line and the midfield line? So Braden, you asked all ages. Can you go a little further into that question and make sure I understand?
Like even for U9 and U10?
So, right, in U9 right now, there is no offside. They don't
Okay.
start that till spring. And in U10, it's same right here. This is not a line to be considered for offside. This line is only for players to get on the other side of when the goalie has the ball. Make sense? Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
So all ages, it's the midfield line. And then U9 will start that in the spring. Okay. Any other questions with that? Okay. Let me go back to our presentation here. Okay. Dual referee strategies. So let me ask this. Can you see this other soccer field on here with the gray sections and the red lines around it?
Yes.
Okay, finally I figured that out. Good. So this is what a dual ref pattern looks like. One referee is on this side of the field. If you can see the little X there, the plus sign moving around. The other one is over here. You never want to have two referees in the same spot, and you should not be lined up exactly across from each other. You should be diagonal to each other. Now, if the ball is right here, which referee is the lead referee? The one that's on the bottom or the one that's on the top? If the ball is right here.
Bottom.
The one at the bottom, because this referee goes clear to the end. Now, if the ball is up here, which referee is the lead referee?
The top.
Which referee, if the ball is right here, can make a call?
Both.
Both. And right here?
Both.
What if the ball is way up here in the corner?
Top.
Well, what if there's a foul back here? Both referees can make calls at any time, but the lead referee is the one, if there's conflicting calls, if you disagree, the lead referee is the one who makes the call for that part of the field. So are there any questions about dual referee patterns? Okay. And you can come off mute for this. How did you feel about working with a second referee on the field? Was it a little different than you thought? What were some of the experiences you had?
Pretty good.
Pretty
If
good?
good at communication.
Okay. Anybody else?
I didn't have another referee.
Okay, I remember that. And then, yeah, when I got home, I saw that that referee had actually declined. I didn't notice it in the 30 minutes before I left the game for the games. So good job covering that game for us. Any other comments? Okay. As always, on any of this, you can send me an email, a text, or call me to ask questions. I've had many do it before, and we talked through it. And at the end of the conversation, I think you're in a better position. So never be shy about it. My goal here is to help. Okay. Now this next one, and we're running short on time, so we'll move quick. A back pass to the goalie. What's the call?
If it's intentional or on purpose, it's a indirect free kick. If it's a deflect or an accident or a shot, then it's fine.
Exactly, yeah. So a back pass, and what I do mean intentional here. They pass it back, and I did see this on Wednesday night, and the refs got it right. It is not a penalty kick. Okay. Where do you place the ball then? If it's an indirect kick, where do you place the ball?
Well, wherever the goalkeeper picked it up.
Wherever the goalkeeper picked it up, unless it's in the 6-yard box. So the little box down here, this map doesn't have it, but if it's down here, then you end up putting it on the line. You wouldn't put it like right here. You put it on the line of that 6-yard box. Where do all the players go? Actually, this should work now. Can you see that green field?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, if that happens, you would put the ball on the line, and then all the players, all the defensive players can come in here and just stand and block. Now, it's an indirect kick. So you as the referee, what do you do?
Tell them that it has to touch another player before it goes in. And if you shoot and it goes in, it does not count.
Exactly. What are you doing with your arm?
Holding it straight up high.
Until when?
The ball touches another player.
Right. So that's the same in this situation. It's the same in an offside call. Anytime it's an indirect kick, you blow the whistle to play, and you hold your arm up until that second player touches. And then you can put it down, and then they can score. Okay? All right. Any questions on that? All right. Now the kickoff. Can you score directly from the kickoff?
Yes.
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 Yes, you
Yeah.
can. We did have a situation on Tuesday night. I was actually coaching where they did score against me, but there was some confusion. But the referee called it back, saying it was an indirect kick. That was not the correct call. You can score directly from the kickoff. All right, that one's easy. And you know what? I actually skipped offside midfield versus playout line. That's one we talked about first. Our very, very last thing is here. Where do the ARs stand?
If the ball is not on their half, they stay lined up at the halfway line.
Okay, the ball is right here. Number 2 has the ball. They're going towards the red goalkeeper. We'll say the the AR is wearing a yellow shirt. Where should I put this?
Aligned with number 7.
Okay, why?
Because the AR has to stay with the second to last defender.
Okay, now the ball got kicked up here. Where should the referee be?
Where the ball is.
Where's the line? Even with the ball, right? Okay, so that's where it is. Now, in this case, we have this other AR. Where should this AR be? All the actions happening over here. Where should this AR be?
Aligned with the halfway line.
Not down here reading a book?
No.
No. You're up here doing what? Waving to mom and dad?
Watching the ball, watching the play.
You're watching the play, both the ball, but also number 7 right here. Or, yeah, number 7 would be the defender. So as soon as number 7 comes back, sees a butterfly or whatever, or just wants to get back, you follow that player. That player is the line. Clear?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Now, any questions on any of these training topics?
No.
Okay. I think over time this becomes second nature to many. I did just see this as opportunities. Now, here's our first set of statistics for the year. We were on time. We were 100% dressed. We all did inspections. Only 85% on the coach introduction. What I suggest here is just shake the coach's hand. Hi, I'm so-and-so. I'm your ref today. Halftime introduction to parents. Of the coaches that responded, less than half. This is going to be a huge, huge help to you. I promise you. Have courage to do that. We started the game on time. I think one didn't end on time. I don't know the full circumstances there. Let's just make sure we end on time. This is impressive, actually. Fouls called timely. Normally, this is much lower, so good job there. Play out line enforcement, that was good. Whistle was loud enough. It's usually around here. I'd like to see us get it up to about 90% by the end of the season. So let's really work on that. Call seen from the sideline. This is you using your hand signals. Make it big, make it loud, like visually loud, big, so everyone can see it. Close enough to the play. This ties back to the comment about, perhaps being too far away or doing some walking. Get up there with the play and be ready to run. And then coaching provided on the field. And this stat surprises me a little because we had so much good feedback about it. But then there was obviously a few who felt otherwise. So continue to do what you're doing. And if you see opportunities to coach for the rules or things like that, then go ahead and do that. And I think that this one will go up a little bit through the year. Okay, we're at time now. I will open it up just another second. Any other questions that you might have? Okay. Thank you for being here. Again, we will not have any games on Saturday. Check your schedule for the next week, and we will see you all on the fields. Have a great weekend. Thanks.